Hi guys, Christopher is here and welcome to the Christopher Cusick American Horror Story Cult UK/USA After/Before Show episode 6. Oh my god, guys. It just keeps getting better, but as you can see, I've got a can of Monster. Let's open this up. I'm still in America. Next week's episode, I will be back in the UK, so it will be after the UK. And how is my fucking notepad wet? That makes me sad. Right, well, first of all, let me just say, I am using hotel Wi-Fi, and using hotel Wi-Fi, there's sometimes pauses. My live stream will say, "Oh, hang on a second while we reconnect you for your shit Wi-Fi." But yeah, so let me open this can of Monster. I've just been to CVS down the road, American Pharmacy, for the can of Monster to get my drugs. Lovely. Well, this is different. It's got a green top. They don't have green in the UK. It's silver. Lovely. Let's talk about the episode, right? Okay, first of all, let's talk about Ali and Ivy. Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about Ali and Ivy. So, what's going on with them? So, we kind of got, did we get a backstory? I can't remember. So, we kind of found, like, what happened in this episode. Let's talk about what happened in this episode. So, first of all, because of the events of what happened in Las Vegas, at the start of the episode, there was, a shooting, like, a massacre scene. FX and Ryan Murphy decided to edit it to take away some of the gore to take away some stuff, just for the respect of the families. So it was re-edited. You didn't see anyone actually getting killed, which was good on them part. Good for them. I'm really glad they did that. So for the respect for all the families and all that. So they done that. That was really good. So you don't actually see anyone getting killed at the start. So what happened? There was a massacre happening. You can see Ivy. She's looking, and there was a parade going on? I don't know what was it? It was what do you call them? A press conference. Excellent. So there was a bit of a press conference going on, and you can't see it first, but I kind of saw, oh, it's Kai speaking, because I can hear his voice, Kai speaking, and then bang, bang, bang. People is getting shot, Ivy is running away, you're like, oh my god, the camera goes, the police shows up, or the SWAT team or whatever, the SWAT team, no, it won't be the SWAT team, and the camera gets closer to the killer. And who else but Ali is holding a gun. Yeah, but that kind of changes around the episode. It wasn't Ali that shot anyone. It was a lot to do with Meadow, actually. So I don't know how to start to talk about this episode, because I watched this a few days ago, and like my memory is just like mush. It's better when I'm in the UK when I talk about it right after, because it's easier to talk about, because my memory is a lot better. So, kind of Monster. So, what happened we'll just talk about stuff. What else happened in this episode? What else happened in this episode? Oh, Mel Winningham. There's another good point. Right, okay, so Kai was speaking in public in like a courtroom, and I forgot he was talking about stuff, an opponent who's running against him, Mayor Winningham's character, which I can't remember the name of. She shouts like she's like bullshit, and then she talks about stuff, and then people start cheering for her, and she's telling the truth, which means they have to play. And then Kai was like, nope, not having any of it. So they plan to go and kill her, obviously, so they do. Oh, there was like a 1 second pause there. What the fuck else happened in this episode? Oh my god. No twisty again. So let's talk about who actually shot people, and then we'll talk about Ali and Ivy. So this episode is like, so Kai wants the cult to get a whole lot stronger. He wants the cult to grow. He wants it to get bigger. So how do they do that? They plan their own massacre, I guess. So what they do, they use Meadow as an inside person. Meadow, it looked like Meadow was trying to escape from the cult. Turns out that's wrong. That was all set up for Ali to get brought into. And then, you know, Meadow, Ali goes and saves Meadow, and then they talk to each other. Meadow just lets everything out about the cult, about everything, and yeah, Meadow lets everything out, talks about it, and what? Oh yeah, Ali, Ivy, sorry, Ali. Ali goes and takes Meadow to Dr. Vincent to be like, I'm not mad, listen to what she's saying, look after her, I'll be back. Now, I can't 100%, so I just knew that was going to go wrong, because we all know, well, we don't actually know if Dr. Ruby Vincent is part of the cult, but we all assume that he is. So that could have went bad. I thought, no, he's just gonna kidnap her and put her back. But because it's all set up by Kai, they're all in it together, so that kind of takes that away from it. So let's leave that part out, because that will just confuse us. So Ali goes and talks to someone who she can feel safe with. Who else? But Mayor Winningham's character. And he tells Mayor Winningham that about all the cult and all that. Ali tells her about the cult, and she's like, well, this is in her lovely voice, because Mayor Winningham has a lovely voice. Well, I do believe what you're saying. He is a crazy man. I love her voice, by the way, and things that she does with her voice. She's got a beautiful voice, by the way. I just like the sound of her voice, Mayor Winningham's voice. So they talk to each other, and they're like, yeah, and like, so what they're going to do about it? Smash! A window breaks. Holy shit, Ali! It's like, it's them! It's a fucking cult! I'm going to... so she runs away. Mayor Winningham doesn't. I can't remember why. The cult is all there, and they like pin her down. They're the way to kill her. Kai takes his mask off, and he's like, "Oh, it's me, bitch!" And then he like sees his Facebook page. His Facebook page. He sees that she was on Facebook, and she's like, "Damn, you're old," because Facebook's old apparently. So he goes on it, and while she's pinned down, everyone's pinning her down. He goes and types a bullshit paragraph about a death message, just saying that I've decided to commit suicide and all that shite. And then kill Mayor Winningham. Now, Ivy is part of the cult. We did clarify that clarify that before. And she, oh, by the way, her mask, by the way, I really like her mask. She's, remember, before the cult started, remember the artwork that Ryan put on his Instagram? It was an elephant with a big smile. That's her mask, but it's not just that. She has a different animal on the back of her head, so she has a two-faced, which I kind of like, because it's only just popped to my head now. That might be symbolism, because, you know, one part of her, I don't know. It's, oh, right, let's just leave that out just now, but, yeah. So, Ivy, she's walking with her mask on. She goes down the corridor to make sure everything's fine. She opens up the bathroom. Ali is down there, and she's like, oh, holy shit. And she acknowledges that it's Ivy. She's like, Ivy? Because Ali already knows that Ivy is part of this cult. Yeah. That Ali is part of this. I'm just going to move a little, make myself a bit more comfortable. That Ali is part of this cult, and she's like, Ivy? And then you're like, holy, you thought something bad was going to happen, but she just leaves it, pretending nothing was there. Like, okay then. And she knew it was Ivy. I'm sorry, I get the names Ali and Ivy mixed up because they're so similar. So, Ivy just leaves it and goes away, because, like, if they were to say something, if she was to say something, they'd probably kill her. Because Kai has said that, have you ever thought about killing Ivy? Now, Ivy does hate Ali. So let's talk a bit about that. So why does Ivy hate Ali, and why is she in this cult? So, first of all, the theory about the Antichrist is possibly Oz. That's out the window, because it turns out Ali carried Oz. So, Ivy kind of hates Ali. She really wants to get a divorce, but she can't, because she really loves Oz. So let's talk about why she actually hates her. Because once Oz was born, Ali thought, oh, my son, it's my son, you know, trying to be like, oh, he's all mine. And Ivy didn't really like that. Ivy started to hate her. She would get a divorce, but if she did, Ali would take full custody of Oz, because that's her actual son. And Ivy wants Oz. So it's kind of a fight between Oz. So yeah, so she's been in this cult. Let's talk about, oh, I can't remember about how she started in the cult, so let's just leave that for another time. Yeah, so, yeah, so, and, Kai has says to Ivy, have you ever considered killing Ali? But she was like, no. So, did I talk about Meadow? So, Meadow. Let's go a bit back to Meadow and Ali. So, Meadow, acting as if she's on Ali's side, she says the only way we need to end this is kill Kai and them. And she's like, oh, okay. But at the end of the episode, you can actually see that, Meadow actually kills. Meadow shoots Kai, shoots a few people, and then shoots herself. And it's because Kai wants to make the group stronger. So if they've done something big on TV, they can go bigger. So yeah, so they can become stronger and all that. Ali dons and takes the gun from her. And the police goes up to her and they're like, drop the gun, and at the start of the episode, and that's when you think, oh, maybe she killed them all, but no, she didn't. It was actually Meadow. And so there was only, when you look around, there's actually only one camera recording, and it is Beverly Hope's camera recording, and so she's the only one who's got evidence of Meadow shooting, and you know she won't hand that over. But I had a bit of a question. It looked like the police was interviewing Ivy at the end. Now, I was just thinking about this. If Ivy... Now, I was thinking about what's going to happen next with Ivy and Ali. I think, this is just my thought, Ivy really wants to have Oz, so I think she would say, oh yeah, Ali shot him, because if Ali did go crazy and shoot everyone, Ivy would get custody of Oz, presumably. So I think that she'll say, oh yeah, and everybody's well, maybe not everyone, but maybe she is going to say, oh yeah, Ali shot everyone. But I don't think that would work, just because they're in a fucking street and security cameras are around. So what I think is going to happen next is going to be a bit of confusion between Ivy and the shooting. She's saying, oh yeah, Ali done all this, but turns out the found her on security cameras, it was actually Meadow, and then they're going to question her, the police is going to question her, why are you lying, and stuff like that. So that's just what I picture what's going to happen next. What else do we need to talk about this episode, because there was quite a lot. Zinc Monster. I don't quite know, but we've been talking about this episode for the bit. So we'll just move on now to, what will we talk about? Let's talk about, my CD that I have. So, as you guys remember, for the past while now, I've been thinking, you know, Twisty's not been in this episode, Twisty's not been in it for a while, and I just says, I don't want that left unexplained, because I really want to know. I know Twisty's not actually in this universe, but in this universe there is a writer, there's producers of a fucking comic book, and I was like, I really want to know. But I wouldn't want it just explained. It would be interesting to see it implemented into a story. And so a CD has came into my head, so I'm going to talk a bit about that. So, first of all, something fell off this chair. It was something like a ghost. So, I said that someone from Freak Show, probably like aged 80, 90, very old, has went a bit crazy and getting flashbacks back to these Twisty Killings events and started writing about it and making comics about it. So I pretty much thought it was gonna, I says to myself, you know, I was trying to think of people who experienced all that, who's seen Twisty. So I thought about Jimmy Darling. Last week I did say, oh no, it can't be Jimmy Darling, because I only just remembered he died of cancer. I was wrong, I was thinking of Evan's Season 2 character. That happened in Season 2. It didn't happen in Season 4. I'm pretty sure that never happened in Season 4. So it can be Jimmy Darling has gone a bit crazy. Even if he's in this, he's in this, I think American Horror Story can pull off, because they've done actors playing more than one people at the same time before. So, maybe Jimmy Darling, it doesn't have to be Jimmy Darling, so I'm just going to remind you about my theory. I think that someone, probably 18, 19-year-olds, doesn't have to be Jimmy Darling, but someone maybe from Freak Show, doesn't have to be from Freak Show, went a bit crazy and got some flashbacks from all these twisty events, and they were like, oh my god, let me get a pen, write us all down, and then made it into a comic. And so that was, like, what I thought, that's what I wanted to see. But then my mind was blown. I'm like, wait a minute. So, Kai wants to make the cult bigger and stronger, and he will team up with anybody to do that, to go a whole lot bigger. So I thought, if there is a fucking writer of these comic books, someone who's gone a bit crazy, made these twisty comics, I think Kai and the cult is going to team up with this crazy writer who's made the twisty comics to become bigger, and we'll see more comics, but it won't just be twisty, it will be the twisty, and it will be something like the Twisty and Cult Chronicles, and it's not just twisty, it's a fucking cult, and we'll see comics with not just twisty, but all of these masks we've seen, and you know, loads of kids will be picking these up. Kids will be saying, Mum, Dad, I want this week's copy of the Twisty and Cult Chronicles, and you know, that's how it gets bigger, because Kai will do anything for this cult to get bigger. So that is my theory, just to sum it up very quickly. Kai teams up with the writer of the Twisty Chronicles to get bigger and be published in magazines, so it becomes more of a legend that way, and that would just be really, really awesome. That I really, really want that to be too. I'm going to do a separate video about that actually, and oh, someone scared me. The curtains are open. Looks like a worker just walked past. That kind of scared me. So I really, really want that to be do, because it sounds like something they would do. That sounds like something Kai Anderson would do. That sounds like something the writers will do. So I'm actually going to make a separate video on that. Not right now, but I'll maybe do it sometime this week. But yeah, I really want that to happen, because that will be fucking amazing. And what I love about it, it's my own series. So, like, on other episodes, I've talked about Mary Girl let me say that again. I've talked about Mary Girl Moody's series that she's came up with, and I kind of talked about them and thought, no, I don't think that will happen, or I'll be like, I really think that will happen. But this is my own series that I really, really want to happen. Just, it will make me so happy if they do that. Oh, and by the way, I forgot, so I'm at Florida. I got this American Horror Story t-shirt. It's so in the Halloween Horror Nights this year, they're doing season 2, 3. They're doing Asylum, Coven, and Roanoke. So this is a t-shirt. So there's Mr. Piggy. There's some witches in the background. There's that lady. It says American Horror Story. It says American Horror Story down the bottom. And on my arm it says Halloween Horror Nights 2017. And there's a hole here somewhere, so yeah, I think you can see it. There's a hole here. I've got my receipt. I'm going to go back. I'm going to ask for the placement. I never done that myself. It's just the stitching that's came out. So, yeah. So I think I'm going to end that there, even though I've probably not covered everything. I think I'm going to do... so we're halfway through this series. I think next week when I get back to the UK, I'm going to binge and rewatch every single episode. Then I'll maybe do a video talking about the first 6 episodes. So I cannot wait, guys. this season has been amazing and maybe my #1 favourite season. And if that happens, what I said about the Twisted and Cult Chronicles, it would just be amazing. And you know, that kind of adds another story, a story in between this, inside the story, because maybe they can make, like, if there was a writer of the Twisted Chronicles, which I think will turn into the Twisted and Cult Chronicles, I think they'll write a little origin story about how this cult started, but not how Kai's cult started, how the comic cult started inside the comic books. So I don't know. I just can't wait. So I'm going to do a separate video on that. Thank you guys for watching. I'm away to go back to the pool because I've been gone for a while, and my dad thinks I'm going on a fucking walk. He'll be thinking, where is he gone? But I'm going to end that right there. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for another episode of the Sisterful Cusick American Horror Story Cult UK After Show. Episode 7 next week. And watch out for that CD video, even though I've just mentioned you about it, talked to you about it. I just want to do a separate video, message it to Mary Giddle Moody, and see what she thinks of my own bloody series. I am Christopher Cusick. Peace out and boop!